What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel. I hope everyone is doing well today on this beautiful day. Let's go ahead and jump right into this topic because this was highly recommended. I'm trying to figure out where was I at. I mean, Strac must have been living under a rock or something. I'm telling you, I don't understand where I was 3 months ago, and you mean to tell me I wasn't aware of this? I didn't make a video pertaining to this? You know I had the types of stuff, and on YouTube, I'm trying to search for the video. I'm like, I never made a video to this? I feel kind of lost, you know, I feel kind of left behind, I'm not gonna lie. Shout out to all my Canadian supporters that told me to react to this today. Greenland, wait, I was gonna say is ditching the US, but they done been ditched us. Greenland done been ditched us. Mark Carney, he snuck right under my nose. How did I not know about this? You know what I'm saying? It's happening. Way to go, Mark Carney. Did you know while Trump was, did I say Sabry or Sabry, rattling about Greenland, our PM secured a deal with Greenland for a Canadian company to mine Molly, how do you say that? Molybdenum? Molly B denim? I don't know, is the B silent? Among other things for the next 30 years? They sign a 30-year contract. They got a deal for 30 years. And it says, clever, very clever, go Canada. Mark Carney is out here securing deals. Greenland was like, hey, you know what? Forget the US. Let's go ahead and secure a deal with Canada. How did I not know about this? This happened in July? Guys, let's go ahead and check this video out.
This morning, Denmark's Prime Minister has praised the people of Greenland for their resilience.
You know what I'm saying? Like, where was I at? Where was I at? Yeah?
This morning, Denmark's Prime Minister has praised the people of Greenland for their resilience amid mounting pressure from the Trump administration to take control of the semi-autonomous Danish territory.
And the world needs us to have Greenland, including Denmark. Denmark has to have us have Greenland.
While the world was fixated on power struggles between superpowers, Canada quietly pulled off one of the most surprising geopolitical plays in recent Arctic history with a $3 billion mining agreement tucked under its belt.
Whoa. They got underground tunnels out there? You know, I thought it was myth, but I've never actually seen it on a video. Is this your first time as well? They got tunnels?
Plays in recent Arctic history with a
That just like, what else they got around the world, man?
$3 billion mining agreement tucked under its belt, it stepped into Greenland, not with threats or fanfare, but with deals too strategic to ignore. The move rattled the balance of power up north, especially after a thunderous promise from President Trump in early 2025 to annex Greenland, one way or another.
Oh my
And
gosh.
I think we're going to get it. One way or the other, we're going to get it.
That speech...
What do you mean by one way or the other? Like, as in, we're going to get it through this deal? He laughed. Why is his mouth wide open like that? You gonna get to do this deal, or like we gonna take it? What you mean? You know what I'm saying? What you mean by that?
And I think we're going to get it. One way or the other, we're going to get it.
That speech
like a
may have
threat.
grabbed headlines, but behind the scenes, Canada had already locked in partnerships with Greenland and the European Union. And just like that, the Arctic's future wasn't being shaped by a single dominant force.
So that's beautiful, by the way. Did they actually? So did they do this in kind of a private way? You know? Did they decide to push this out to the media after the fact? That's what it's looking like. Because Trump was talking, oh, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, we're going to annex them, we're going to get it one way or the other. They already secured a deal. How you going to get it? You know what I'm saying? 30 years. Oh my gosh.
Was being negotiated by those who knew how to play smarter. After reclaiming the presidency in November 2024, Donald Trump wasted no time revisiting a list of unfinished ambitions. Some were familiar: a southern border wall, an elusive peace in Ukraine, but one stood out for its sheer boldness, annexing Greenland.
What do you feel about Trump? What stupid human in the world like a Trump?
By March 2025, his rhetoric had taken a sharp turn. During a charged address to Congress, he shifted from transactional talk to outright claims, calling for control of the island beyond mere access. Behind closed doors, the National Security Council revived 2 documents from the Cold War era. One outlined protocols for closing the Arctic Gap under President Eisenhower, while the other suggested updates to the Thule radar belt drafted in the 1980s. Both hinted at a serious push for ownership or long-term control involving Denmark. Trump's new Arctic campaign wasn't fueled only by military strategy. It was backed by a deep hunger for Greenland's natural resources. Pentagon leaders argued that Greenland's northern coast disrupted radar detection by creating a blind zone, shielding Russian submarines from early tracking. Yet analysts pointed elsewhere. Beneath Greenland's icy surface lay a staggering bounty, nearly 38 billion tons of rare earth elements like niobium, graphite and zirconium, along with Beneath Greenland's icy surface lay a staggering bounty, nearly 38 billion tons of rare earth.
Greenland is precious, guys. Like, there's a reason why Trump wants it all. You know? It's not the views, the sceneries and stuff. That's beautiful, but it's more so what comes with those places, such as Canada as well. Y'all got everything the world needs. You have everything to offer, guys. You have everything. Your country has literally everything. Niobium, graphite, zirconium. I've never heard of these before. I feel like I've heard of graphite before. Is that like the you ever had it like in a bag and had like a magnet and it looks like sand but it like attaches kind of to the magnet? Is that what that is? I've never heard of these before. Can my people educate me down below in the comments? So I can know what the purpose of it is. Like, what do you want it for? What do you need or use these things for? What makes it so precious, so high in value to the point where it's like, man, we want to annex your whole country and come in there either way or another. How we gonna get it?
This lay a staggering bounty, nearly
surface.
38 billion tons of rare earth elements like niobium, graphite and zirconium, along with over 17 billion barrels of...
Right? The graphite is the dirt, right? It looked like dirt and it like, I could be wrong.
Oil. Missouri Senator Josh Hawley sounded the alarm, warning that if the United States failed to act, China would seize the advantage. The Trump administration framed Greenland's resources as essential to national security, urging Congress to fund a minerals-first strategy. If it failed to act, China would seize the advantage. The Trump administration framed Greenland's resources as essential to national security, urging Congress to fund a minerals-first strategy, but the message landed poorly in Nuuk and Copenhagen. The response from Greenlandic leaders was swift and candid. Officials voiced disbelief at Trump's posture, dismissing it as out of touch and deeply disrespectful.
Dear President Trump, listen very carefully. Greenland has been part of the Danish kingdom for 800 years. It is not for sale. Let me put it in words you might understand.
Wow. I mean, like, he is violating in all type of ways. I mean, off the bat. You listen here. He's violating.
It is not for sale. Let me put it in words you might understand. Mr. Trump, f*** off.
One called it wild and weird, saying Greenland was not a prize to be auctioned off. Denmark's Prime Minister Mette Frederiksen made her stance clear, declaring that Greenland belonged to its people. A joint statement issued in mid-March 2025 left no room for misinterpretation. Greenland's coalition government and the Danish parliament rejected any discussion of sovereignty transfers and warned that any strong-arm tactic from Washington would fracture NATO cohesion. Though Greenland remains part of the Danish kingdom, it has steadily built its own path toward economic autonomy. In recent years, the island aligned closely with Europe, especially after the European Union passed the Critical Raw Materials Act in 2023. Two Canadian companies, Greenland Resources Incorporated and Amarok Minerals, led the way in what would become a $3 billion agreement that changed the Arctic's direction. Greenland Resources, originally focused on molybdenum projects in Ontario, saw a unique opportunity, with molybdenum becoming increasingly vital for high-strength steel and Europe's demand rising. The company shifted focus. In late 2024, it signed a letter of intent with the European Investment Bank's Green Fund, receiving support from Denmark's Export Credit Agency. By March 2025, Greenland's cabinet granted the company a 3-decade mining license. The ore would be sent directly to European markets, especially in the steel sector, leaving Washington sidelined and stunned. Meanwhile, Amarok Minerals, a Canadian-listed exploration firm with shares also traded in Reykjavik and in London resurrected the Nalunaq gold project. The deposit had been idle due to logistical challenges, but fresh capital changed that. The company secured £45 million in funding, drawing investment from Denmark's investment arm, EFO, Norway's pension fund, and private equity groups in the UK and the US. Ironically, while Washington's leadership pushed for annexation, American investors unknowingly helped Canadian firms take the lead in Greenland's mining future. The US position within NATO began to show cracks as this new Arctic alignment formed. Norway stood firmly with Denmark. Poland chose silence, likely to avoid disrupting its defence cooperation with Washington. Canada, however, issued clear warnings about the dangers of resource-based coercion. France took a more assertive approach, sending a nuclear submarine to patrol Baffin Bay and committing development funds toward building a Greenland airport. The message was clear. Europe was ready to protect its new Arctic interests. The consequences of the Canadian-EU deal reached beyond geopolitics and into the supply chains of American industry. Molybdenum, critical for building everything from electric vehicle frames to nuclear reactors.
Okay.
Molybdenum, critical for
politics
and into the supply chains of American industry. Molybdenum, critical for building everything from electric vehicle frames to nuclear reactors, became harder for US companies to source. The Inflation Reduction Act's clean energy incentives depended heavily on domestic battery production, and Greenland's absence from US sourcing raised the material's risk profile. Defense contractors struggled as well. Lockheed Martin postponed its hypersonic missile tests. Raytheon turned to suppliers in Australia and Chile to fill gaps left by Greenland's pivot to Europe. Within Capitol Hill, opposition to Trump's Arctic approach gained momentum. Alaska Senator Lisa Murkowski warned that escalating tensions would damage the environment and jeopardize key alliances. Democratic senators from the Northeast introduced a proposal aimed at collaborative mining efforts. The State Department's attempt to secure joint development rights with Denmark and Greenland failed, widening Washington's diplomatic isolation. Canada, in contrast, expanded its Arctic blueprint, described by national outlets as the Arctic Hexagon. The strategy included mining hubs from Baffin Island to Greenland, with support infrastructure tied to joint Canadian-American space operations. While Canada tolerated existing US military presence, it remained wary of unilateral action that could provoke territorial disputes, especially over the Northwest Passage. Any sign of aggression could open the door for China to step in. With its mining policies and new battery export rules in Ontario, Canada positioned itself as a stabilizing power between American and European interests. Energy played a central role in this emerging Arctic power structure. Cedar Energy, a Canadian firm, held early discussions about launching a floating liquefied natural gas plant near Disco Bay, targeting Eurasian buyers. The project offered an alternative to US LNG exports, which were under threat due to new restrictions imposed by the Trump administration. Germany, looking to reduce dependence on both Russian and American gas, viewed the Canadian Arctic project as a strategic solution. As the projects advanced, Greenland's economy began shifting. Revenues from molybdenum and gold provided new funding streams, while byproducts like silver and copper supported the EU's blue hydrogen initiative.
Absolutely.
The financial structure ensured that
You talk about the minerals alone is a big profit. Man, imagine what you could do with it, what you could turn it into. We talk about batteries and all type of stuff. Imagine what you could do with this type of stuff. Imagine who you could sell it to. Like, that's high demand. And it's all going to Canada. I want to know what other countries out there are known for, like, their minerals or resources, stuff that the U.S. doesn't have, and we need to create a friendship and a deal, in order to be able to, receive such things, or to be able to have access to it. Like, what other countries? Because this is my first time hearing and learning about Greenland, honestly.
Greenland's Future Fund grew alongside its industries, creating a stable platform for self-reliance without depending on any single global power. What do you think this shift means for the Arctic and the balance of power between old allies? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and if you're into stories like this, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss what's coming next.
Germany, I knew I heard it. Germany getting ready to ditch us too? Guys, we getting ready to lose money. Yo, we're getting ready to lose mad dollars. Greenland has given permission to a Canadian mining company to explore for Molly, but I can't. Did he say this word in the video and I still didn't get it? Molybdenum, or molybdenum, a metal critical to the production of steel. You know how much we need steel, copper, aluminum, We needed that from Canada. We ain't getting it from them. Greenland had that. At least to make steel, admin growing demand from defense industry. The Article Island and its mineral riches have this year become hot geopolitical topics after Donald Trump's persistent request to take over the territory. I knew he made that. It was an understatement because he didn't literally say it, but he did say it. Like I'm reading between the lines, man. You know, which is part of the Kingdom of Denmark. At the same time, the European Union has identified Greenland as a strategic area of interest. So once they already said, look, this is a strategic area of interest, we're willing to sink some money to defend this place. We're willing to fight for it at that point. And that's what he mentioned throughout the video. We're willing to fight for it, man. Let's send the submarines. Let's send the air support up there, this and that. Let's have them patrolling. What? Because this is money right here. This is a good investment. The Mineral Resources Project contribute to Greenland government's goal of self-sustaining economy and global communities are served through job creation. Absolutely. A lot of jobs. Last week, another Canadian miner raised funds to help expand production at Greenland's main gold deposit. Oh my goodness. Denmark said it will support a company exploring in South Greenland for graphite, a raw material considered critical by the EU, and this is why they're investing that money, because this is stuff that they need. I'm actually very, very glad that I found this article and that I did not end this video, because my goodness, I would have walked away a little blinded. Yes, you know, talk about, hey, educate me in the comments. What if I don't get educated enough? You know what I'm saying? So what if I don't get educated enough? Or what if some people are like, I'm just hearing about this or this or that? I feel like some people will probably be like, man, you should have looked it up. So that's exactly what we did. I didn't want to make the video too long, but it is what it is, guys. This is a part of learning and educating ourselves every single day. Because I didn't know about this. Was 3 months ago, man. This was 3 months ago. He was going fast pacing the video. Shout out to Capital Briefs, for real. He was going fast in this video, but it is what it is, man. I understood most of it. Towards the end, though, I was starting to get a little lost. I was like, I need to understand fully, you know, how can this affect the U.S.? But at the same time, I know this is going to benefit Canada, Greenland, Denmark. This is benefiting everybody. Everybody gets the benefits once again, but the U.S. And it's like we are crashing. We are literally crashing. To this day still, I'm watching more businesses, people losing their jobs. No, we're not hiring. A lot is going on, man. And I'm really noticing it. It almost feels like an apocalypse is coming. I'm like, wait. Like, I feel bad for the unemployed right now. I feel bad for people who can't find a job. They're desperately trying to find a job, and it's so hard. They're getting a job, they're not getting no hours. Like, a lot of stuff is really being affected, and it's just not fair to the country, guys. It's really not. You know? It's a blessing to be able to work from home, but 98% of the world has to work on the outside. Projects and everything can't even get finished. Where are these construction workers at? They off? They not getting the same bag they was getting? You know what I'm saying? Like, unless their company is, I'll pay you the same. It don't work like that. Everything got to fluctuate. Please feel free to educate me down below in the comment section. Please feel free to continue to add on to this amazing topic that we checked out today, man. Greenland ditching the U.S., creating a deal. 30-year deal. Oh, it could be 50 with Canada, man. A lot of Canadians, should I say all of them, are very, I can't speak for all, but most Canadians are very proud and happy for Canada's Prime Minister, Mark Carney, man. He's doing an excellent job doing his thing, and he's securing relations still. That man is still doing his thing. My goodness, man. That man does never stop. Never stops, man. Everyone stay safe. Please feel free to check out the Twitch and Patreon in the description down below. And I hope to catch you all in the next reaction video.